Hello YouTube folks, this is Mark, and it's been a while since I've done a video, so I've got a couple that I'm going to crank out here in the next couple of days. I'm going back to my roots on this one. So I've had firearms quite some time. I've had them pretty much all my life. And the very first gun that I ever owned, which this is not the review for, I'm going to do a review on this in a little bit, is a 1984 Beretta M9A4 that was picked up, I think it was picked up in like Bloomfield, Missouri, or when I was traveling out there with an old girlfriend, 1984, and it was out of a Walmart store. I've had it ever since. We actually had two. I got one for my dad, consecutive serial numbers. He sold his probably 25, 30 years ago, so I have no idea where that one is. But that was what got me started with firearms. I love the gun. So recently, I picked up the M4A or the M9A4. Arms Unlimited had a good price on them. I'd been looking at them for a while. I don't really have too many FDE guns. This one was FDE, which was kind of nice. And I thought I'd give it a shot. So this review is going to go over my first thoughts on it. What I think of it. I had a couple of issues with it. Maybe some of you guys had issues with it or not, same as mine. Please feel free to leave comments. If you like the content and stuff that I have, please like and follow me on YouTube. As I've stated in other videos, these firearms are mine. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I pay for these. So the opinion that you get is not weighted by anybody else. This is just my opinion on these guns. So I'm not going to call this an unboxing video because I've already taken it out, played with it for 4 or 5 days, took it to the range. I have probably 400 rounds through it, 100 of which were suppressed, and it was perfect suppressed. I was really impressed with that. There's a little bit of footage that I've got in the beginning and the end of this video. It's range footage from an indoor range, so it kind of sucks because I don't have a cameraman, so I'm just taking it myself, but it'll kind of give you an idea of the firearm itself. I'm not going to call this a unboxing video because obviously it's been unboxed already. But for those of you that don't know, it comes in a nice cardboard box. Let me get a little better view here. All right, so it's shipped in a cardboard box. Inside you've got an ammo can that it comes in from Beretta. And inside the ammo can, there are O-rings for the thread protector to keep it from backing off when you're not shooting it suppressed. There's 3 mags. These are all the 18 round mags, FDE bottoms. They've got the smooth, they're Metgar mags, so they're good mags. They're smooth finish on them. They come in, this one I haven't opened yet, they come sealed in a plastic bag. 2 of them do. You've got extra screws for the other grip panel. You've got this worthless lock. This is the larger grip panel. Now, if you guys have researched or done any other searching on these guns whatsoever, you'll know that Beretta has changed the grip in the, I believe, the A3. It doesn't have the big hump in the back, which the original 92s have. This grip actually has a profile in the back, so if you like that larger grip, if it fits into your palm swell, this will be for you. Currently, I've just left the standard grip on it. Now, before we go any farther, clear the gun. Lock it back, actually do it this way. Lock back. The gun is clear, nothing in here. So as we go through the review, you know the firearm's clean. All right. So the first thing that bothered me out of the box on this was, for the life of me, could not get the mag release to work. Now, I've had guns for 35 years. I know how mag releases work. It took 2 thumbs and a ton of pressure to get this to release. Read some online forums about it. One guy said he cut his spring down because it didn't work for him. Another guy said to pull it apart, you know, lubricate it. It gradually works out. So I pulled the panels off. I did pull this out. If you want to swap this out or learn how to do this, there's some videos out there. I think Scooch did one that shows you how to do this. I didn't necessarily pay attention, so I launched this across the room when I pulled it out, and I spent about an hour and a half trying to find the pieces for it, and it turns out the pieces were inside the gun. So, happy ending to the story after I screwed around with it for an hour and a half. I believe my issue was that the extended mag release was hitting the actual grip panel on the side. So I loosened up the grip panels, slid the grip panel as far back as I could before I tightened it back up, and that seems to have fixed the issue as I drop a mag. So that seemed to correct the issue as far as getting the mags out. Still a little stiff, but it's gradually working its way in. Top is Cerakoted. The aluminum, what I like about the Berettas is they're all metal. It's not the plastic. Plastic guns are fine. I'm not a real big fan of the plastic pistols, so I try to gravitate towards the ones that are all metal construction. You get a little bit more weight in them, but as far as I'm concerned, they feel better. All right, to me anyway. All right, so a little bit about the gun. You guys probably know all this because you've seen all the other videos that are out there. But you've got a couple different shades. Again, the top is a Cerakote tan. The bottom is more of a, almost like a gold tan to it, if you were to look at it. You got the 2 different grip panels. See, these panels are like 1911 panels. They're just on the side. There's nothing across the back. All right, this one, as I'd mentioned before, slides on from the back, and it's going to give you that more hump, like the standard 92 has. These are really grippy panels. I will have to say I do like the feel of how these are in your hand. This pistol is not going, it's not going anywhere when you're holding it. You've got good serrations in the front and the back. Now this is the G model, meaning this is not a safety. So my original 92F, this was a safety and a decocker. All this one does is decock the pistol, and it goes back up into the fire position. All right. It breaks down. The other thing about the A4 too, also, is that you can add a optic plate. Now, I haven't reached out to Beretta, haven't tried to find out what the options are for optic plates. There's nothing that comes in the box, so this is something you have to coordinate through them. So I'm sure that there's different plates depending on which optic you want to go with. Now, actually, this is kind of, let me see if this, it makes it a little bit better. Okay. Breakdown is the same as the 92. Push a button here on the side. You don't have to slide it back, don't have to do anything like that. And then you've got this lever here that slides down. And it's a little stiff, so I use this. If you guys ever look want tools for working on your pistols, these are auto body shop plastic sets. There was 3 of them in the set for like $6 on Amazon. All right. These are lifesavers for working on guns. They don't scratch anything. They've got nice tips on the end of them, and they've saved. And again, they're $6, and it's been fantastic. So this goes in. This lever here slides down. Slide comes right off. Now, as far as the breakdown, again, it's the same as the 92. You've got a non-captured recoil spring that comes out. You've got the barrel, and then you've got the slide. Now, one thing I've noticed with And there goes the box. All right. So after getting about 400 rounds through it, just so you know, the Cerakote is starting to wear on here, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. I just want you guys to be aware of this in case you're ever wondering, you know, if that's normal or not. So at some point, I'm assuming that's all going to chip off and then it'll be even smoother. The gun did smooth it. Let me back up a little bit. Generally, the pistols that I buy, I don't have to go through a breakthrough on them, a break-in period. They're good to go the minute I get them out of the box. This one did better after I got 200 plus rounds through it. The trigger loosened up. It seemed to be a little bit more accurate. It was more comfortable. It just seemed to work a little bit better. Now, I'm sure some of that is just me getting used to it as well, but the trigger and the mag release definitely got better. Reinstalling is the same way as taking it out. As I sit here and struggle with it. Come on. What the hell? There we go. Didn't have it all the way forward. All right. So the barrel has to sit all the way forward. Again, I got a lot of oil and stuff in here. I will have to say again, I don't have many FDEs, so I forgot just how dirty these look compared to the black guns, because you tend to notice everything on them, which you don't notice on the black ones. Putting it back together is real easy. Slides on. And then I got more oil here. That slides up and you're done. Function check. You're good to go. Suppressor use was great on this. I enjoyed it. I have a CGS Mod 6, I think it is, which this comes straight off. Just unscrew it. And it's 1/2 by 28, so it's the common US thread. Thread protector comes off. You'll see the O-ring that's on there. That's to keep the thread protector from coming off. And then now if I had the K would even be better. But I've got the full size. This is the Mod 9. Sorry, the Mod 9 from CGS. Again, 1/2 by 28. Now I do have a booster in here. I've read some people say you don't need a booster because they consider the Beretta almost a fixed barrel. I had it. I didn't think it would hurt anything to leave it on. So I just left it on. Had no performance issues with the booster, so I'm assuming it was okay. Like I said, I put about 100 rounds through this. And that's it. CGS, the nice thing about it, it's really light, so it doesn't add that much heavy weight to the end of it. Accuracy was the same with this as without. I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. So, you know, sometimes you have a suppressor, your shots are going to go wild, or you're going to have to re-zero depending on the suppressor. I think that's all I wanted to cover on this. First, so that my impression on the gun is I like it. The quality is not up to the 92. Now, that's a Beretta made 92. It's not a US made 1984. Beautiful finish, beautiful gun. I mean, it's like glass. So out of the box, this was not as nice, I would say, as the 92 is, the 92F. But the trigger is, I was going to do a, that's what I was going to do. Trigger pull's about the same in double action. In single, this one is nicer. It's cleaner. It's got a really nice reset on it. So in double action, I have not checked this yet. They say it's around 12 pounds. Yep. That's 9.8. .11. And again, it seemed stiffer when I first got it, so it may have loosened up. 9.6. I'll do one more. 9.12. So it's about a 9.5 pound pull. Now in single, I bet you it's going to be closer to 4. .2. 4.11. 4.10. I'll do one more. 4.75. So that's a nice trigger pull. I did like that. As I shot it, it loosened up. Accuracy was good. Felt recoil was about 0. I mean, that's one thing that's really nice about these Berettas is the recoil. You really don't feel much of a recoil on these. It's smooth. It just... My biggest complaint was the mag release. When you spend $900 or $1,000 for a pistol, you shouldn't have a problem getting a mag out of it when you pull it out of the box. But it has loosened up, so it's working fine for me now. That's pretty much all I have that I want to go over on this. It's like I said, my first thoughts on it. Would I buy it again? Yes, because I like it. I would set my expectations a little bit lower, though, first getting it out of the box. I guess my expectations were a little bit high, that I expected it to be like the quality of the other one, and it just wasn't there. Smooth shooter, great shooter. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to definitely put it in the circulation of guns that I shoot common and take them out to the range. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave any comments down below. If you like the channel, like the stuff I put on here, like I'd mentioned, go ahead and subscribe. My next one is I'm going to do a review of the original 92F, so you can take a look at it, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right, now we're going to do some close-ups of this, since it was hard to see before. I don't know if you can see the texturing, but this is really grippy texture. It's really, really nice. Got the extended mag release. M9A4. Made in the USA. This also has interchangeable, or you can swap out the sights, front and rear. You can't do that with the earlier model, with the 92F. And then here's the other side. And then your rail on the bottom. And here's your 18 round mag. You can see their Metgar, which is a good brand. They make good mags. 18 round. Now, some people had mentioned they had a hard time actually loading these. I had no issue. I didn't even need to use any of the loading tools. Was very smooth. Didn't have a hang up. Didn't have any problem with the 2 mags that I opened. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.